Hello world, this is Edward Bevilacqua with Ciao Tutti and the Italian American Club in Las Vegas. And today we are with Dave Gagliardi talking about financial planning, Italian roots, etc. So Dave, thanks for taking the time to see us. I know you're busy.
Thanks for having me.
And I'm going to turn this around. Let's see, let's let you position it.
Okay.
So it's... Now, tell us your Italian roots.
My grandfather was born in Salanta, Italy, and came to the United States when he was 11.
Is that southern Italy?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
And so he came when he was 11. Where did they go to? Where did he move to?
They went to New Jersey.
Okay.
By way of Ellis Island. That I don't know.
Okay. Did he stay there long?
Not very long. He was there for about 5 years.
Okay.
And then his folks found their way to California.
Oh, wow. Do you know about what year that was?
Would have been about 1935.
Okay. And what part of California?
Bay Area.
What part of the Bay Area?
Mountain View.
Mountain View. Okay. I grew up in Pleasanton. Have you ever been to the Bay Area?
I have.
Okay. Do you know where Pleasanton is?
I do.
Okay. So that's where I grew up.
Nice.
And I got my undergraduate degree at Santa Clara, which is south of Mountain View.
Sure.
So they went to there. What did they do? Now, is this your dad growing up?
It is my dad's father.
Your dad's father grew up in Mountain View area.
Roughly.
Okay.
Yeah. He did a variety of odd jobs and landed in commercial real estate in the 50s.
Okay. In the Bay Area.
In the Bay Area.
So that was a good place to be.
It was perfect.
You must have done well.
They did over 50 years.
Okay.
Not too bad.
Yeah. Okay, and that was commercial real estate.
It was.
Okay. And your dad grew up in the Bay Area?
He did.
Okay.
Back when it was all orchard farmland.
We have an advertiser in here, Tony Gemignani, Pizza Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with
I
Pizza
am.
Rock?
Yes.
He grew up in Fremont.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So he grew up on a orchard. They had, I think, apricots.
Sure.
And so he learned hard work. And then they did something during the summer where they used the ground. It doesn't matter. So, but then something brought your dad, so your dad joined the Marines, I guess is what you were saying.
My dad was ready to get out of the family household, and after a strict upbringing from his Italian father,
sure,
he joined the Marine Corps 1968 and ended up going to flight school in 1970 and then off to Vietnam as a fighter pilot.
Okay, so that's like Bull Meacham, right?
Very, very similar.
Okay.
Actual fact, I've been to the house where they filmed The Great Santini.
Oh, really?
I have, and that was my dad to a T. I was brought up as a Marine son, for sure.
So while other kids are sucking cotton candy, you're chewing nails?
That's right.
Okay, good, good. So did you like the movie?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I saw a lot of similarities. They flew the same plane. They were the same rank. We were at the same base.
Wow.
All those things were pretty similar.
And is that what South Carolina looks like?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Moss hanging down from
Absolutely.
trees.
Our house had all that stuff.
Wow. Fantastic. So, and so your dad was full-time Marine Corps?
Yes.
So you don't have a side job when you're doing that, right?
No.
Okay. And then were you the oldest son?
I am.
So you were like the oldest son in the TV?
It certainly was.
So kind of love, hate your dad?
100%.
Yeah.
And it's taken me to this part of my life to have a pure appreciation for why he did the things that he did and the way that he raised me, and he and I have a fantastic relationship now.
So a lot of discipline.
Only discipline.
Okay, only discipline.
For sure.
Good grades, good education.
Absolutely.
Sports.
Certainly.
Be polite to
Absolutely.
other people.
Of course, we were in the South too, so manners and chivalry and all that is alive and well down there.
Sure. And then you went to, where'd you go to school?
I went to the Citadel Military College of South Carolina.
And that's like West Point?
Similar, except that it is private with public funding, so there's no military service requirement after you graduate.
I see. Okay. And what do people major in there?
A lot of engineering and a lot of
So like West
business
Point.
administration. Mm-hmm.
So we have a mutual friend, Brendan Shear,
That's right.
and he's an engineer. That was his degree at West Point.
He and I give each other grief because I say my school was harder than West Point.
I think he has a lot of appreciation for the Citadel.
Absolutely. And I for West Point, for sure.
Yeah. So when did the Citadel start?
1842.
So before the Civil War.
Yes. It was actually a training, campus training base, if you will, for Confederate soldiers.
For soldiers. But a lot of Confederate generals were West Point graduates, right?
That's correct. It wasn't a college yet. It was a military training academy, if you will.
Okay. So you didn't get a degree, you didn't come out.
Right.
Did you be commissioned back then, before the Civil War?
No.
So non-commissioned officers, best case.
Best case, yeah.
Okay. Huh. And what was it like for you? Was it like people talk about West Point? Like when Brendan talks about West Point, was it like that? It was.
It was pretty tough. That first year, it's a huge change in atmosphere and living environment. It's a requirement that you're going to grow up.
So even though you came from a disciplined military family, it was still rigorous.
It was, and for a large majority of that is because it's your peers. You know, a year to 3 years older than you that are your leadership instead of it being your parents. So there's a different type of respect that needs to be learned.
Okay. And you went all the way through?
I did.
Got your engineering degree?
Actually, mine is in political science and a minor in history.
Okay. What kind of history?
Military.
Going back how far?
Well, I'm related to 33 people that fought in the American Revolution.
Oh, wow.
So pretty ways for my family in this country.
So, but the military history is U.S. military history?
It was back to about Civil War, so.
Okay, so it wasn't hoplites and Alexander and
that. Not that far.
Okay. Okay, great. So then what happened?
Well, I had a Marine Corps contract, so my plans were to get in the Marine Corps. That was in 1998, and they were doing a lot of drawdowns for the service.
What's drawdown mean?
They were reducing the number of Marines that were in the total Marine Corps inventory. And I had asthma as a child, and they used that as a reason to say no thank you. So my folks moved to Las Vegas while I was a junior in college after my dad retired from the Marine Corps.
Okay.
And I found my way coming to Las Vegas.
So if you had gone into the Marines, you would have been a commissioned officer or
Correct.
Okay, because you had a college degree.
Yes.
And the Citadel would have helped.
Absolutely.
And your father's background would have helped.
Certainly.
And so you would have been where? On the East Coast Marine?
Probably.
Not Camp Pendleton?
No, I had an aviation contract, so I would have been a pilot.
Okay.
And I would have more than likely been on the East Coast.
Okay. Where's the big Marine, the equivalent to Camp Pendleton on the East Coast?
Oh, Cherry Point, North Carolina.
Okay.
Or Beaufort, South Carolina.
Okay. So you're out of school, you're not in the Marines, your parents are here.
Well, and I didn't find out until 2 weeks before I graduated that I wasn't going to be in the Marine Corps.
Oh.
So it was a shock to all of a sudden I had my life plan for me, and now all of a sudden I come to Las Vegas, and I'm here for about 2 weeks, and Dad said, well, you got to find a job. Yeah, I thought I was going to skate for a summer, but that wasn't going to happen.
Wow. And so what did you do?
A neighbor worked at Bellagio, and this is in June of '98, so Bellagio wasn't open yet. They opened in October, and he was security department manager there, and got me hired on to do some security. And I was only to be part-time while I waited for the Metro Police test to come around. I ended up getting promoted before the test and decided to stick it out. And I stayed at Bellagio for 8 more years, and I ended up running the executive protection department.
Was that for guests?
For all guests, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So you got a lot of stories from that.
Absolutely. Lots of undercover work and that kind of fun stuff.
Now, what would you do undercover? I mean, what kind of, without any specifics, but...
The biggest job was waiting for ladies of the evening to pick up on us and and we like to have them leave the hotel. We didn't want that element around too much.
Yeah.
Vegas being what it is.
Right. Not like the Secret Service guys.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
We're not going to pay you.
No.
Leave. Okay, so get it over with. And,
that's right.
okay, move on. Next.
Absolutely.
Okay, and what caused you to leave?
I met a woman, and we were getting married, and her father had a gold mining company in South America, and he was just getting that started, and we got to talking about he needed some security. And so I took a fellow manager from Bellagio, and he and I started our own security consulting company.
Okay.
And we worked primarily for him for the next 3 years. And I had ended up getting divorced. Decided I didn't want to risk my life.
Okay, now wait a second.
Okay.
So you're in South America?
In South America.
Okay, so did you see Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
I have.
Is this like the scene where Butch Cassidy and the Sundance guy are escorting the guy
Pretty close.
down the mountain?
Pretty close. We were in the mountains.
They're looking in the bushes, and the guy
That's right.
says, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, we're looking to see where they might be."
That's right.
And he says, "Well, nobody's going to rob us going down the hill. We don't have any gold going down the hill. I have morons on my team."
That's right.
So,
that's right.
And so marriage didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
But was that a good business?
It was great business, and it got me out of the mindset of I had to work a 9-to-5 job in order to be successful.
So that was 24/7.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And it also showed me that with some initiative and using what I knew, I could run and be successful in my own business.
Mm-hmm. So that built upon your Bellagio experience.
That's right.
A lot.
Certainly.
Right? And did your Bellagio build any upon your Citadel experience?
It did. It prepared me for life in corporate America.
Okay.
So the discipline.
Different type of structure, but
Absolutely.
being in a structured environment.
It was.
Because when you went to start your own thing, a lot less structure.
Definitely.
You and just whatever number of guys, but
that's right.
A lot less structure, and you had to be nimble on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas at the Bellagio, it was here's our policies and procedures.
It was pretty easy to follow that there, yeah.
And so having gone through the Citadel, the discipline of that, and so that helped you with Bellagio.
Yes.
And then growing up as a Marine Corps pilot's son helped you prepare for Bellagio.
That's right.
Now, how did all of that help you prepare for this?
Well, I work for myself in this industry also. It's my own consulting company that I contract with the insurance and financial services company here. And again, it's all commission based. So if I am not disciplined enough to get out and work every day, I don't make any money.
Yeah.
However, the benefits to being commission based outweighed
so it's
a steady paycheck every week.
So it's you eat what you kill.
That's right.
And if you're a good killer, you eat well.
Absolutely.
Okay. That fits in, I guess, with your
It does. Experience. It does. That's right.
And having the courage of your convictions.
Certainly.
Right?
Certainly.
That certainly not life and death.
No.
Right?
No, but it's money or no money.
Yeah.
It's
so
success or no
go
success.
Out and do it.
That's right.
And like most businesses like this, the people who are not successful, or not disciplined, are not successful.
Very true.
And discipline, my experience is with commission salespeople, you start doing well, then you think it's easy.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And then you hit a dry spell, and you're unprepared for it.
Yep.
And then you change.
Absolutely.
You get burnt out. You don't last. Whatever happens, you go find something else.
Sure.
So, and let's see. My understanding is that the goods and services that the services here are annuities primarily.
Right? Life insurance and annuities.
Okay. Life insurance and annuities.
Yep.
And this is a big growing company.
It is. We're only about 8 years old. We just acquired a new company and increased our small little Vegas office to now we're in 23 cities across country, and we're still building.
That's great. Who runs it out here?
Terry Kennedy is the CEO. The home office is out here.
But is he still in town? I thought he was traveling.
Who knows where he is these days.
Yeah.
The Las Vegas office is run by James Warner.
I don't know him. Okay.
Chris Antonopoulos also is a managing vice president.
I met him. And Brendan is what?
He's one of the agency vice presidents.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good. So, how do you like Las Vegas?
I like it. I like it. For the first 5 years I was here, I swore I would not stay here. And then I
Okay.
went back to the South to visit. And when nothing's open at 9 o'clock on a Friday evening, it's tough.
Sure.
It's tough. You get spoiled out here.
Let's see, who was I? I was with someone else that had a similar experience. They started out liking it,
Mm-hmm.
but they forgot who I interviewed yesterday. I think it was my yesterday interview.
Mm-hmm.
Was this place is just great. Oh, John Costanino from Fox 5.
Okay.
He didn't grow up here, but he came here. No, he did grow up here. He was born and raised here, but he had some TV newscaster jobs in other states.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it's just Las Vegas for him was normal. He knew nothing else. He grew up here.
Sure.
So the heat normal, 24 hours a day, city normal,
Right.
everything normal. When he went somewhere else, like Texas, I think he was in West Texas, and everything's closed at 10.
Right.
It's humid, a lot of bugs.
Sure.
Just totally different environment, and he appreciated it. How old were you the first time you came to Las Vegas?
The first time it was after I graduated from college, so it would have
Very
been
first
22.
time.
Mm-hmm.
So your parents came out while you were still in school.
Right.
Okay. Well, I remember you saying that, but it's
Yeah.
not like everybody came
No.
and then you went back to school.
No, I didn't. I ended up staying out there for the summer and a couple of holidays, and it wasn't until after I
So
graduated.
graduation, you're kind of bummed about your Marine Corps,
A little bit.
and it's getting hot.
Sure.
It's June, late May or June, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was right into July by the time
Oh,
I got here.
okay. And did you drive or fly?
I drove.
Okay. So you hit that 100 or more miles of just nothing.
That's right.
And when you first saw Las Vegas, what was your thought?
Well, it was at night,
Oh,
and
so
I
the
thought,
lights.
this is a pretty cool place.
Okay.
And as a young 22-year-old and sports car and
Uh-huh.
good shape and all that kind of
And
thing,
you came from the east.
I did.
Okay.
So it wasn't a bad view.
Yeah. So it was,
I was
wow.
pretty excited.
And the weather was good.
Wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
It was,
Dry heat.
that's right.
So as opposed to what you were used to, it's humid in South
Definitely.
Carolina, right?
It is very,
Yeah.
very humid.
So you got here and you got to your parents' house, and then what?
Mom gave me a congratulatory beer for
Uh-huh.
finishing college,
Uh-huh.
and then it was just what am I going to do now? Let me relax a
Oh.
little bit, and I played around, drove around the Strip. That was something to behold. Never
Mhm.
experienced anything like that before, and
So you were amazed just
I was.
at this place in the middle of the desert,
certainly.
and 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
What part of town did your parents live in then?
We're in the Southwest,
Southwest.
Rainbow
So-
and Sahara.
Okay. And it's changed a lot in 17 years.
It has. Well, Desert Inn didn't go any farther than Buffalo back then,
Okay.
heading
Wow.
west. So there was not much out that direction.
Yeah.
And now there's something everywhere.
Yeah. And 20 years from now, they're going to say the same thing.
That's right.
Except you've got the mountains over there in the west.
That's
right?
it.
You can't really go further than west than where it goes now, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Summerlin's
But
butted
they're
up
going
right at the
north.
mountains. They are.
Yeah, you're still going north. So, at what point caused you to kind of not like Las Vegas?
I think the repetitive 115-degree summers
Okay.
started to get old after a while. Plus,
Uh-huh.
I was, after a failed marriage, I began to question how friendly
Uh-huh.
the town
When you were at
was.
the Bellagio, did you like it?
I did. There was always something to do different every day.
Something to do, and it was a
Mhm.
place where they had money and people coming in, and it's not like you're working at Howard Johnson's or something.
That's very true. And from my first job at Walmart over the summer to see people winning and losing millions of dollars in the course of an afternoon was something to behold as a
Yeah.
young man.
So when you started at the Bellagio, were you just like a regular security guy?
I was.
Okay. And then you just worked your way up to
Mhm.
hard work.
Yep.
And again, like we said, you learned a lot
I did.
being there. And here, how long have you been here? At
Just
Appreciation?
just over a year now.
Okay. So that means you've passed the test of time.
I have. just started to recruit my own folks now, actually.
Okay. Now, is Brendan's daughter Lydia? She's getting involved here. Is she still in her training, or is she?
She is a little bit. She's got a little farther to go.
Okay.
She's doing real well. Real well. We have a good training program, easy to follow. She's coming along nicely.
Yeah, Brendan told me that she does well at getting things set up, and because of your age and experience and demeanor, you do well at getting people to sign on the line that you dotted.
There seems to be something with the amount of gray hair you have and getting people to trust you with their money.
Yeah.
So it's been a recent development, my gray hair. So it's working out pretty well for us.
Okay.
We're a pretty good team.
Yeah. So I know we're getting short of time. Ciao Tutti, the magazine, we are the only national monthly Italian-American magazine.
Okay.
And our goal is to be in all of the markets, all of the Italian-American markets in the country, and get all people who are proud to be Italian-Americans to subscribe to the magazine.
Great.
Take the position, if you're proud to be Italian-American, you should subscribe to an Italian-American magazine.
Makes sense.
And this is the magazine because it's one of the reasons is it's centered in Las Vegas, which we think is the new epicenter of Italian-American culture.
Sure.
So if I said, Dave, where's the center of Italian-American culture in the U.S., what would you say?
Las Vegas, for sure. Before probably
yesterday,
New Jersey, New York.
Yeah. And then I said, well, why, Dave? What would you say?
Because that's where I know the most Italians.
Yeah, well, that's where most of them came over, right?
Sure.
Ellis Island, they ended up there. And I'd say, that's right. That was 100 years ago. But like people left Italy to come to the United States for opportunity, people left East Coast cities for Las Vegas for opportunity.
Sure.
And we have buildings here: Caesar's Palace, Bellagio,
right,
the Venetian, Palazzo, that are very heavily Italian influenced. The greatest Italian restaurants in the world here.
That's right.
Italian entertainers here. About 100,000 Italian Americans live here. And of the 40 million people that visit, about 2 million are Italian Americans. So they get to experience our culture. And thus we say this is where the epicenter of Italian American culture should be today.
Sure, that's great.
Do you agree?
100%.
Okay. And, we're, I think like most people in Las Vegas, we think this is one of the 7 great cities in the world.
Of course.
But it's not an easy city, right?
It is not.
If you don't have discipline, you can get chewed up and spit out.
Very
Would
easily.
you agree?
Well, easily.
There's just too many diversions.
There are. Anything you could be diverted by is here in this city.
And I was with Sheriff Lombardo last Friday. Because there's so much money that comes to Las Vegas, people come here, right, because they plan to spend money.
Of course.
Convention, just tours or whatever. He said that also attracts really smart criminal types.
That's right.
Did you experience that at the Bellagio?
A few.
People, that want to do scams.
Absolutely.
This is a place to come.
Looking for the easy dollar.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And so, again, just having discipline.
That's right.
So, anyway, so that's what we do. I have one last question.
Okay.
Sauce or gravy?
Ooh. Gravy.
Gravy. Okay, why?
That's how I always heard it referred to.
All right. So your dad, gravy.
That's right.
Interesting. Because I'm from the Bay Area, and where I grew up, it was sauce.
Interesting.
And most of the people that we've interviewed, if you're from the West Coast, it's pretty much sauce. If you're from most places in the East, it's sauce. But New Jersey, New York, getting to Philadelphia, Massachusetts, it's gravy.
Sure. I always heard my grandfather refer to it as gravy.
Okay. Interesting.
It's good.
Great. Well, Dave, thank you very much for taking the time.
It's been my pleasure.
Appreciate it. I'm glad to have that you had the time to talk to us about Las Vegas and your background.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. Okay. I can't see the cursor, but can you move it, click on that red stop?